Yo, 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 man, it's your boy SasukeUzumaki. Welcome back to Mortal Kombat Daily Alliance. Here once again with the lovely Annika. Say hi, Annika.
Hi. You don't have to introduce me. It's just continued.
What? Yeah, I mean, you don't want to say hi?
I can say hi. It's just continued.
but okay, but yeah, man. Anyways, we're here back again. This is actually me recording right after Shang Tsung. So I'm gonna try again and see if we can get a better playthrough out of him than we did Shang Tsung. But yeah. So we were talking about last time the direction of the MK series. And yeah, I really do think I do agree with your last point on that topic that it will be the last game. I personally think MK12 is going to be the last game. Ironically enough, I even think that Injustice is written better than the MK games are, in my opinion. Oh my god, how the hell? You acting different.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that it'll be the last game.
Get together.
I remember when I was younger, when I was playing this, because I used to do that a lot with the characters. That was back when obviously I didn't know much about MK and the whole plot and all that, and who the characters were in relation to each other, whatever, or the rival, ally, whatever. I used to ship. I used to like ship Movado and Natara. I don't know why. I used to just be like, cause he reminds me of like Dracula. Like he's like his whole the trench coat, the things he shoot out, whatever that is.
The hooks.
Yeah, the hooks. I don't know. He just reminded me of like a vampire, like a vampire-esque like character. So I used to be like, oh, is that like Natara's boyfriend or something? Like I used to think he was like, them two together were like something or whatever. Cause he gives me like that like Dracula vibe or whatever. Like I don't know. And she's obviously the female vampire, which Natara, she's actually my favorite in this game. And then there was like Katana, but because my sister, she likes Katana. When we played this game, since as I said in the last video, this was my second game that I played. So when I saw like Natara, I was like, oh, who's that? Like especially because Melina wasn't in the game. So I was like, oh, like who's that? Like and she immediately like caught my eye, and I was like, oh, I think this would be my favorite character for the game. Because I mean, why not? She's beautiful. She's a vampire. So I thought that was pretty dope. I thought that was pretty cool. To add another female character, which I wish they could have done more with her, but she was only in this game in Armageddon.
Armageddon. That was really it.
I think she should have been in Deception. She definitely, or like in Unchained or something. She should have made it in Deception. Cause her storyline is pretty. Also, and then I think isn't her rival Ashra?
Yes.
Right. So that's what I mean. Like she should have been a part of Deception, because her rival's Ashra, and then the whole orb thing she has going on, because that's the orb is actually the item that you have to find in Armageddon in the story mode for Natara. How each character
yeah, they had an item associated with them.
Yeah, so hers was the orb, so which that was affiliated with her. I think something in the storyline, like that was her thing to like a curse, wasn't it? Like a something.
Yeah, Nitara needed the orb because her realm was still it was still merged with Outworld, so she had to get the orb. But she couldn't get it herself. That's why she needed Cyrax in this game to get it for her. So she tricked Reptile into getting Cyrax stranded by fighting him, biting his arm console, so he couldn't come back to Earth. And then Nitara makes a deal with Cyrax, saying, "I'll bring you back. I'll send you back home to Earth Realm if you find the orb for me."
Wasn't Reptile a part of that too?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she tricked Reptile into fighting Cyrax.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah.
So she manipulated him into fighting Cyrax.
Right.
To get him to search for the orb.
Right.
Oh my god, man! Why is the Daily Alliance trash? when I use them, but somehow they're fucking the most OP people in the world when I.
Especially Quan Chi that last time. I noticed that this was like this offers like this throwback to MK4, I think.
Right. Exactamundo.
So yeah, she was I used to like, you know, she was my favorite character in this game, and I used to like kind of ship the character. I used to pick Lee May a lot too. I used to pick her a lot when I first started the game, because you know I didn't know Lee May was a new character too, so I didn't know who that was, you know, and I thought she was interesting, you know, because I just like to pick the girl characters. That's just me. I just like being the female characters. So when I see like new females, it's like, oh, like who's this? Like, and I want to, you know, play as them and try them out and stuff like that. I do play the male characters too, because I do like.
Bruh.
I like to play as Johnny Cage, because I played as him a lot in MK9. That's when I really started to play with him more in MK9 versus like these games. I didn't play as him much, but MK9 I did. I played with him. He was like one of my, you know, mains. Also I did also like Striker. I liked Striker MK9. That's when I like that's when I like Striker.
Oh my god!
Don't you have to jump for that?
Yeah, you gotta jump to escape the ground pound. Oh my lord, man. Come on, he already beat me.
Yeah, he's OP with that that reversal. Yeah, see, I said when they do the fatality, it's like it's unexpected.
I don't know what it is about Jax and Suhao in this game.
Yeah.
They're like the most OP characters to fight on max difficulty. Like he's only the second person. He's literally the second person. 82%. It's like there's no difference between him being at 82 and 94 in this game. There's no difference. What the hell, man?
Oh, I was trying to press it at the right time. Sorry.
No, it's alright. I didn't have enough to get past the full meter. I'm never gonna get diamond. I don't know. I'm never gonna get diamond, bro. That was lucky. I did not want to do that.
Suhao is just basically the white Jax. that's just basically what he is. Like he's just.
He's more. Well, he's like Mongolian. So, but I get what you mean, though.
Yeah.
The fuck? What's a dude?
Ain't that like French? They're probably like French or
what?
Mongolian,
the Mongols are like China. The Mongols are like Genghis Khan. Yeah, you know, like
what
that.
I think about? Right, yeah.
Yeah, Mongols like people invaded China.
Yeah. I mean, he has the face anyway. He has the.
Yeah, you can see it in his face. Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking about, but yeah. So yeah, them two, they're a little bit, you know. And isn't that his rival in this game?
Yeah.
Suhao, yeah, right.
Right.
Which makes sense, because, you know.
Well, yeah, his story was pretty much him working for like the special forces, and then like he blew it up in this game. So there's that.
Yeah, Suhao's like a mercenary anyway, right?
Right. Yeah, he's a mercenary like Kano. Bruh.
See. And yeah, because they like even in MK like they have characters that I guess like they're counterparts but kind of similar, like, you know, Suhao and Jax. Then like Sonya, you had Kira. They tried to make Kira like, I guess, kind of like her on the opposite side, because she was part of the Red Dragon, Black Dragon.
Who?
Kira.
Black Dragon.
Okay. So yeah, because she was like affiliated with Kano.
Yeah,
or
remember?
like that.
Because remember, Cabal, he made the new Black Dragon in Deception.
Yeah. So yeah,
so it was him. So Kano, Kira, Cabal, and Cobra.
Yeah.
And Jarek.
Yeah. So.
And Tremor.
Yeah. So they all were a part of that, and you know, like Sonya, like I said, Sonya and Kira, and then Katana, Melina, you know, Jade, Tanya, You know, it's always like their evil counterpart, but they're similar, like in some ways.
Oh my god, let go of block like a moron.
Raiden, I mean, I guess you could say that about both Raiden and Kung Lao. They're like, you know, Ashra is kind of like the female version of them.
Yeah, or Raiden, depending on who you ask. So, depending on who you ask, they might see that.
Yeah. That's what I mean when I was like, you know, I felt like I would ship them together, like Raiden and Ashra, or Kung Lao and Ashra, and then, you know, and so on.
Right. I remember, like, when I used to ship people, like, it used to be, like, by color. So, you know,
yeah,
like...
I used to do that, too. Yeah, like Katana, Sub-Zero.
Yeah, Scorpion and Tanya.
Melina and Rain.
Right.
Which...
Well, Melina and Rain kind of make sense now, because they kind of...
I was just about to say that, because I felt like... I felt like it was kind of ironic, too. Because, honestly, I felt like, you know, with the whole old storyline with Katana and Melina, the back and forth, because, you know, Melina wanted to take her throne or whatever, you know, wanted to be Princess of Edenia. I felt like I was like, well, Melina can still be Princess of Edenia if she marries Rain. So, because, you know, Rain is a prince of Edenia. So, if she married Rain, she would technically be a princess of Edenia as well. That's why I was like, why didn't she just marry Rain? Like, why didn't they think of that? Like, it's like, I mean, I get it, the story, like, you know, it's supposed to be her against Katana, whatever, like, you know, her evil twin, evil clone, but I thought that would have just made sense, especially if they were gonna change direction like they did with the new storyline. I felt like she should have just married, like, a plot twist, like she should have just married Rain, like they did with Jade and Kotal. Like, who thought Jade and Kotal would go together? Like, and now Jade is like I guess what will she be now since she's with Kotal? Like a
Ashtek, I guess. Or Ashtek? I mean...
queen, or... I don't know,
I guess.
Yeah, because Kotal Kana, isn't he like a...
Well, he used to be, but, you know, until he gave it to Kitana, the throne. The throne of,
Yeah, see, I told you, she's always on this level. This is like her level.
Yeah, because it foreshadows her ending, that's why.
Yeah, because I was like, this is like the third time that she was on this level in the playthrough, we would fight her. Like, this like the third time. But... yeah, so, yeah, like, Jade, like, she you know, she's with Kotal Khan, so, like, you know, I guess that kind of makes her, like, a Aztec or a princess, whatever. So, you know, and same thing, that could have happened with Melina. That's why I was like, well, if they were going to change direction and change story, I felt like it would have made sense if, like, and then the fact that they brought back Melina and Rain, I thought it would have been cool, and too, because they worked together in the MKX story. They were kind of together in that one scene. So I was like, well, it would have made sense that them two would have been together. Like, he would have married her, or whatever. But I guess that wouldn't be as like, it'd be interesting. But I feel like it probably wouldn't go together. Now I'm thinking about it, because, you know, with her Tarkatan teeth. If she was just a regular, like, human, like Katana, then, you know, it would have fit. I feel like it would have fit, but because she has this whole, like, Tarkatan thing,
that didn't stop Reiko from well, that didn't stop her from sleeping with Reiko, or trying to. Remember, in the comics they did that.
Oh.
Yeah. In the comics, yeah, like, Melina sleeps with Reiko so she could get power to the blood code, I think. I didn't read the comics entirely, but that's what I do remember. There was a scene where they were sleeping together, so...
yeah.
You know, I mean, but Melina would probably have to use her sex appeal anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, since she ain't got no teeth, you know.
Right.
Just use her sex appeal to manipulate and seduce her targets, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But speaking of Nitara, I think Nitara, like I said this before plenty of times, but I wanted Nitara to come back. I thought she was an interesting character. Like I said, I thought it was so ironic that I lost it.
I think it's the middle.
The middle.
I said middle.
You.
Oh. Oh, it's the same position as last time. It's the last one. Bruh, I wasn't paying attention at that time either. Like, I just kind of looked at, I don't know. But, yeah, Natara, yeah. Like I said, I would ship her with Movado. Excuse me. And then of course, and then when Frost came along, of course that
Bro,
I
look at this dude.
Frost with
you saw that? How many times he kicked me?
Yeah. And then I shipped Frost, of course, with Sub-Zero, even though Frost is his student technically.
That's real life.
Yeah,
that's like real life.
Yeah, that's when I learned. I was like, oh, that's a student. Oh, okay. But I mean, I don't even want to go there. But like I said, obviously with me not knowing the story, me finding out about Frost, that's when I was like, oh, like, is that his girlfriend? Because like I said, that's how I used to think, like, oh, that's his girlfriend or something, like, or sister or something, whatever, like, but that's just his student. Because I think when I figured it out, it was like, I think her story or her bio or something like that, because they both had something to do with the medallion. Because even in Armageddon, she was in the story. She was like, give me the medallion. She wanted the medallion. So from I think Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
So.
Bruh, I'm sidestepping. This nigga still kicked me. The fuck. But anyway, yeah.
So I guess that's like her rival and plus master, I guess. But. I thought she was a cool character to bring along, like, when he was like, oh, like let's give a girl version of Sub-Zero.
But initially people didn't like that though. Initially people didn't like the idea that, there was a female Sub-Zero. Because it's essentially what she is, like female Sub-Zero. Mm-hmm. Outside, because they both have powers, but their genders are just the opposite, so.
Yeah.
Bruh, this.
Same thing with Scorpion, because I thought Scorpion was like, because that's another thing, they don't reveal who Scorpion's wife is. They don't really say who she is. Like, she's still kind of unknown to the story.
Or they never showed his wife.
Yeah. So they just was like, oh, his wife I think was killed and his children or something like that.
Yeah, his son.
So yeah, they don't really explain and go further detail into who she is and like, whatever. So I thought, since it was like such a mystery and I didn't know, I thought that his wife was Tanya because, like the yellow and black and like they're similar or whatever. So that's what I thought. I was like, oh, is Tanya his wife? Like, I just used to ship them together. So I just be like, oh, like, I guess that's his girlfriend or whatever, his wife or whatever, since they said he had a wife. So I was like, oh, like, is Tanya his wife? But, she has no affiliation with Scorpion whatsoever. So just because she has fire powers and, yellow and black, that didn't mean nothing. So. Like I said, once I got older, that's when I was like, oh, like, that don't mean nothing. The colors and the powers don't mean nothing. Because if anything, she's Jay's rival. So,
right.
That's who she's affiliated with. The whole Adenia.
The traitor.
Yeah, she's the traitor. So, to Adenia, so.
But ironically enough, she got rewritten into, somebody who wanted to free Adenia, but it was kind of like her own thing. Like, she never really joined, Kitana or Jade in that,
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess in a sense, I guess she was kind of like neutral. But because she was aiding Melina, the bad guys had to fight her. I mean, the good, Kotal Khan into fighting her because she's aiding Melina, so.
Right.
Because of the events in MKX. What the fuck?
Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Same with but and even with like because I always thought like even with Ashra. Also, let's mention the costumes and stuff, like the female costumes, because they're like obviously now with their costumes it's not as sexual, but I think that the costume designs is cool, like especially the ones that I've seen people make. Like I'm like, those are dope. Like if Ed would have actually came across that, and created those costumes, like that these fans are fan made. I'm like, some of them are like dope. Me personally, how I feel about the costumes, I don't really care about it. I don't care if it's not like too risque or anything like that, or to me it's just like like okay, whatever. It's nice if they have like a sexy costume or whatever, but it's not, obviously it's not the focus of the game or whatever. So I don't care if they have it and if they don't. Like but they were nice. They were good designs and stuff like that. I remember Ashra's costume, her alternate. I like her alternate costume in Deception. She's a bit more revealing, but I like it.
But it's not. But even with that, like it's just her, it's just her cleavage. It's not, everything else is still covered up. Her thighs.
Yeah, her breasts and her thighs.
But but it's not. But compared to the other women, like Melina or something like that, it's not as sexual.
She reminds me of like a bride. Like that's what it kind of gives me, like those type of vibes. Like like she's a bride or a newlywed or whatever.
Funny enough,
or innocence, like she's like, and even though she's not, ironically, that's why I guess that's why they gave her that color. White is like the color of innocence, or purity. So they, with the fact that they gave her that color, even though her background is the opposite, because she's a demon, but she's like I guess a recovering demon. Like she's trying to, bring back her innocence, I guess, again, in her
her purity with the sword.
Yeah,
that's what
the
caused
sword, the Chris.
Yeah, that's what caused her rivalry with Nutara to start, because the sword was actually cursed. So it made people think that that they would purify their souls by killing demons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the sword apparently had been used to kill the vampire people. So that's why Nutara and Ashra ended up having a rivalry over that, because of the sword. So.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Yeah, so she I did like that costume. Like I said, even though, like I said, it's pretty ironic considering her background, that she was originally a demon. She's, because her thing could have been red or black. Like she could have had black on, but they gave her white. But she I liked her costume. I did like that costume. I also thought, like, speaking of Ashra, I felt like if they would have done, like, say they did, like, once again, if they changed the story, she would have been, and say they brought her back, I thought that she would have been a good, like, how Raiden, like, his role, like, her role being similar to Raiden's, like, she's trying to, save Earthrealm and bring everybody together, but just the girl side, like, she's like the leader of, like, the females, like Sindel, including Sindel, and trying to get them all back together and stuff like that, like similar to what Raiden kind of does, but because that's what she kind of reminds me of, but but that's just the outfit, but that's what she reminds me of, kind of, but I think that would have been cool. Cause she looks like a mother figure type character, like that's how she kind of looks, but that's not really her character. But it's like that's kind of how she looks. I thought that would have been cool though if they would have done that with her. If they were going to change the story, like, or like they did MK11, if they brought her back. But she's another character that they never brought back, so. I think, she was never brought back. Not even in the stories, right? She wasn't in any of the stories either, right? Like MKX wasn't an MKX story.
Nope.
Wasn't in MK11. Yeah, MK11 story. So she was just gone, like vanished.
Yep, after Armageddon. Yeah, that was it.
Yep. So.
No cameos, no references, no nothing.
Yep.
Fuck.
Tanya. She was, brought back in MKX, but she vanished too. Like, it was like, like, they brought her back, but it wasn't as, like, a big deal. I don't think Tanya was much of a big deal to a lot of people anyway. Like when they brought her back, I don't think she was really much of a big deal. Like I guess because it's like, yeah, like you know, she's one of those characters. Like yeah, she's the rival of Jade, but even that, like she, you know, because Jade wasn't the MKX, it was like, oh, like why is Tanya there? Like, you know, and it was like, you know, and then she, you know, fought Melina in the story, and it was like, okay, like. Why wasn't Jade in the game, and why didn't she fight her rival? Why didn't she fight Jade? You know.
It's funny enough how she came back ironically as a Revenant, and she was dead during the time of MKX. So I thought that was ironic that she got brought back as a Revenant anyway.
Right.
When all pretty much all the even Nightwolf was there, and he wasn't even playable in MKX, but he was in the story with Smoke. Same thing, but Jade was like the only one that was missing.
Right.
In that whole group,
which didn't make sense whatsoever.
She could have been a cameo to at least let people know, like, oh, well, she's there, but she's just not playable.
Yeah, they just gotta put her DLC. Like they just was like, oh, let's make the mournful variation for Katana in honor of her, instead of just bringing her back as DLC like they did with Melina. Like that's not, it didn't make sense to me, but
like I said, it goes back to my whole argument about the writers, man.
Yeah, this one over here thinks Tanya is such an odd character. She's, I mean, yeah, she's a traitor, of course, but like he think, I guess in Deception, like how she is, like she's just.
That was her character since MK4.
Yeah.
That she was a traitor because she betrays Liu Kang.
Not even just that, but just how she like gets back up. I mean, she crawls back up slowly. It's like, what are you doing? Like. The little thing she does, like.
Oh yeah,
you said she's weird. You said she's a weird, odd woman, and I'm like, bruh.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, she's all over the floor. Yeah.
Yeah. Like she can't just get back up like a regular person.
Yeah, she like crawls
slowly,
around.
Yeah, she kind of slowly like, you don't even know what she's doing, but she's a weird. She's an odd woman. She'd be one of them weird, beautiful women that you see, you like to admire and look at, but like you pick up their habits. Like you just notice they just did something so weird. Like just like somebody on a random, like on the street, like randomly, like oh she's beautiful, but then you see her fucking pick her butt or something, like like that's the type of person like Tanya is. Like if she was real, that'd be like something she'd do. I guess I don't know, like you know, like she would just. I don't know. Let me see, it's right there. I even have to blink.
Yeah, I think I still have it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it's the first one.
Yeah, I think it's still the first one. Yeah. Wait, oh shit, what's the first one? Wait.
I think it's L1. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Oh my god.
Because our camera is blocking it.
I should have just like clicked on the camera, but I was like wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like the type of, if she was real in real life, like that's, even though she's based off of Ebner's sister Sonya too, because he said that he has a sister named Sonya and Tanya.
Right.
So well, that's where their names come from. That's not really, you know. But she also has a brother named Mike. So
yeah, Mike Boone. He looks a lot older than he does, bro. Like to be honest, like you look at him. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming that's his older brother. I'm assuming. I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I think he's older than Ed. So.
Yeah. They definitely look alike though. Kind of like they kind of, you could tell it's like his brother, like their mannerisms and stuff. Like when I was watching, you know, the character things. The character backgrounds on, you know, Daily Alliance, on Armageddon, the little video package they had. So.
Oh shit.
I don't even know if he's a part of the team anymore.
No, he still is.
Oh.
Yeah, he still is, but he does like, you know, you rarely see Mike, because you know he does like the overall programming for the game, so you don't really see him too much. You know, so but hey, Quan Chi, just one L, so that's cool. So let's go ahead and peep out this ending right here real quick. see what we got going on here. Way smoother than Shang Tsung, though. I'll say that.
Yeah. And a boat.
Invading Earthrealm.
As they began their domination of the realms. Unfortunately for Shang Tsung, however, Quan Chi had no further need for the partnership. Once Shang Tsung had finally revived the last of the mummified warriors, Quan Chi closed the portal to the heavens and effectively shut off Shang Tsung's endless supply of souls. Quan Chi then instructed Kano to assassinate Shang Tsung in a surprise weapon attack. With their captor cut wide open, the thousands of souls Shang Tsung had consumed in the past spewed forth and swirled around the room. Quan Chi came to the realization that if Kano could so easily turn on Shang Tsung, he could also turn on Quan Chi himself. Quan Chi used his sorcery to drain the life from Kano and left his body where it fell. Immediately, one of the lingering souls shot into Kano's body. To Quan Chi's surprise, the man standing before him was no longer the black dragon thug known as Kano. Kano's body now contained the soul of the Shaolin monk, Liu Kang.
How the fuck was Kano there?
Oh yeah, because he was, in Outworld helping the Deadly Alliance get the souls for the Dragon King's undefeatable army, which is pretty much the whole story anyway for the Deadly Alliance.
Kano's a dick sucker. let's end it at that.
Alright guys, man, we out of here, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please feel free to leave a like if you guys enjoyed it, and that's it. Peace.